Hey guys, B-Man here. Welcome to today's video. Today, we've got an awesome one for you guys. What we have today is 2 camos on one gun. As you see here, and guys, other players in the game also see this. So as you see right here, I'm going to show you how this works. You yourself won't see this glitch. This is a glitch that's really cool to trip your friends out. Everybody else in the match that sees and looks at you, they see this glitch happening. So as you see here, we have a pink pistol. I drop it for our friend, and it's just a pink pistol with no attachments until he picks up our second weapon. Then suddenly we see all of the attachments of the other weapon just show up onto this weapon. We can run 2 camos on one gun, and we can have attachments of our other guns show up on one gun, and everybody else in our match sees exactly this, sees us mixing camos on one gun. I'm making a tutorial today because this is nothing new. We used to do this back in Modern Warfare 2, but you guys know they never fix anything in this game, so I'm bringing it back to light because there's a new build that's really viable that everybody's going to start running from this point on. So you guys are going to be able to see this happen way more common because it's caused by these special builds. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this. But with that said, you guys know the deal. Get down there if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already. Leave me that awesome comment. We'll have a quick word about today's sponsor, then we'll just get straight into this, guys. And this one's really cool. You're going to be able to create some cool combos with different camos and all sorts. And you'll be able to do this with weapons that are actually viable and cool classes. So with that said, let's get in and let's go about doing this, guys. Look at that. That just looks real cool in my opinion, and I love this glitch. You will too. If you want to unlock Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camos in Black Ops 6, or grind them extremely quickly in bot lobbies, be sure to check out MitchCactus. They're the biggest and most reliable in Call of Duty, which will help you with weekly events and rare bundle codes for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Browse their 1,500 verified Trustpilot reviews and thousands of personalized vouchers. They're the go for all your things Call of Duty. Use code BMAN for 5% off, and thanks MitchCactus for sponsoring today's video. Okay guys, now with this one here, I'm not going to go too in depth on how to make the separate builds of the different broken guns because I already have proper in-depth guides for each of these weapons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link in the description and at the top of the pinned comment, I'm going to link the tutorials for these weapons. So there's this weapon here that I've got a tutorial on how to build this with the invisible barrel. Also, I have a tutorial on how to build this here, this inside voices, well, the reclaimers with the 10 shot, 20 shot reclaimers, okay? They also have an invisible barrel. Both of these 2 guns, I have full tutorials and guides on. I'm going to link to those videos in the pinned comment, at the top of the pinned comment, and in the description. These are the 2 weapons that I'm using to do this glitch. I'm just not going to re-teach how to build those individual weapons in this video when there's already full capable guides. I'm just going to link to those 2 weapons. Those are the types of things that you need for this glitch. How this glitch is going to work is you need to have weapons that have invisible barrels on them. So, like this glitch right here, you can go along and build the reclaimer, which has an invisible barrel. How this camo glitch works is whatever attachments would normally attach to a barrel on the gun with invisible barrels, the game does not know where to put those attachments. And what happens is it actually applies those attachments all onto the other gun that you have, as long as that gun has a barrel that's not invisible. So when you go into the menus like here, you can actually see that happening here. So as you see here, that shotgun, which has invisible barrel, which is a meta class in my opinion, and a shotgun that I recommend everybody be running. So that is why I'm making this video right now. Everybody will probably be running these reclaimers already because it gives you 20 shot reclaimers and they're very good. But as a bonus with that, you can use those 20 shot got reclaimers to do this glitch and have your other primary that you're running with it have this glitch to trip all your friends out that see you running around the map with 2 camos on 1 gun. So what you do is you set up the reclaimers if you're using the reclaimers with no barrel. Then to make it so that the attachments show up on the other gun, the attachments that will show up is you can go along and put a muzzle on. So for this, I choose this muzzle right here on my reclaimers because it's super big. So it's actually a really big suppressor, and when it shows up on the other gun, you see it a lot. Same with the laser. That also will show up on the other gun too, and the underbarrels will also show up sometimes as well. Now how this works and what you want to do is the camo on this gun is what's going to be on its attachments when it shows up. So you change the camo on this gun to a different camo to what you're running on your primary gun, and then when you're in game, everybody that looks at you in game, as long as you're holding both the weapons, the attachments off the gun with no barrel will show up on the gun with a barrel. And if I swap out my gun that I'm holding as the primary gun with a barrel, the attachments will show up on that next weapon. So if I was to go along to here and I was to go along and put maybe a pistol here, this pistol right here, go along and place this here, then we come along to the menus. In the menus, when I load into games, my friends would see me here with this massive ass suppressor on my pistol, and they would also see that in game when I'm running around. Now that's all down to this having no barrel. Now again, we'll link the tutorial on how to build this. You can still build this. The tutorial I put up on that is only recent and you can still do that. Everything in the tutorial is valid. I'm also going to be showing you guys how to build this one. I will link the tutorial for this. I will not be showing you how to do this in this video, but this is just the same as the reclaimers. If you make this one your favorite, so you're holding this in the menus and we come over to here, you will see we're able to mix the camos with that too, and the attachments off that LMG show up on the other weapon, so you can mix camos with that. This thing right here is another really cool build, and this is actually really viable build too. If you want to mimic this build here and use this gets the suppressor over and the laser onto the other gun you run with it, and when you run it with a shotgun or something like that, so this for you in first person, you won't see the attachments showing up on the gun, but everybody else looking at you does. If you're in a mode that has third person, in that case, then you will see it. But as you see here, this is another gun that I used with this, and this gun here is actually a crazy viable gun, even though it's bugged out and glitched out, guys. It's actually still a very viable gun. So jump over there and try this gun out too. You can run these options. These options are actually really viable options to run and good classes. This is the reason I'm making this video. So with that said, guys, I'm not going to overstretch this video. Pretty much what you need to take away from this video is you need to build guns that have invisible barrels. Then all the attachments that would go onto the barrels of that gun will show up on your other gun that does have a barrel, okay? It's just that simple. Now, it won't show up if you've got 2 guns with invisible barrels, because then it doesn't have another barrel to apply it to. But if you have another gun that doesn't have an invisible barrel, then it will show up. So if I'm to do this on this thing and come over to here, it's not going to put the attachments over, because this itself doesn't have a barrel on it and stuff like that. With that said, it's just that simple. Keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one. B-Man.